me, number metric 305-088. Today I want to introduce about the financial market. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Iqbal Al-Ashqabi Bismi. The definition and purpose of Islamic financial market. Islamic financial market are markets where financing transaction follow the Sharia law. This means they avoid interest, excessive uncertainty, and unethical investment like alcohol or gambling, while promoting fairness and risk sharing. The Islamic financial sector has four components: banking, sukuk, equities and funds, and takaful. The banking sector constitutes around 75% of all Islamic financial assets under the management. The difference between Islamic and conventional financial market. Islamic financial prohibit interest, promotes risk sharing, and require asset-backed transaction, while conventional finances relies on interest, risk transfer, and speculative trading. Ethical investment and Sharia compliance set Islamic market apart. Difference between the important in the global Islamic finance system. Islamic finance provides an ethical and sustainable alternative to conventional finance by emphasizing risk sharing, asset asset-based transaction, and socially responsible investment. They create a fair and transparent finance system that benefits society and avoid exploitative practice.
For the next slide is prohibition of riba, borrowed and maisir. For first one is prohibition of riba, interest. The meaning of riba is increase or growth. It refers to any assured interest or profit on a loan or deposit in Islamic finance. In Islamic finance, riba is refer making money of money without doing anything contractive. There are two varieties of riba exist. The first one is riba nasya, that's receiving interest on debt or loans. The second is riba al-fat, that's receive excess in return for comparable product. Islam is forbid riba because it is based on the idea of economic justice, which allow it to take advantage of the weak and impoverish. It also considered unfair that riba make money without taking any risk or participating in legitimate economic activities. For that is prohibition of fraud, uncertainty. Turoro is mean excessive uncertainty or ambiguity in contract, like buying something when you don't know its quality or if it even exists. In Islam, it's allow minor uncertainty, but it was forbid seriously ambiguity in business due to protect fairness. Turoro in Islam is been divided into two types. The first one is Roro Yasir, that's minor uncertainty, and Roro Fahish, that's major uncertainty. For Roro Fahish, is referred to as excessive or major uncertainty that's clearly prohibited in Islamic teaching. On the other hand, Roro Yasir means minor uncertainty. This type is considered a natural part of everyday contract and transaction because it is usually unavoidable and it's generally tolerated in Islamic law. For the last one is prohibition of maisir, this gambling. Maisir is earning money through chances instead of effort. For example, life insurance. Life insurance policy involve uncertainty about when the benefit will be paid out. This the risk sharing, profit and loss, and asset-based principle. For risk sharing and profit loss is known as risk distribution, that both profit and loss are shared fairly among everyone involved based on an agreed formula. In Islamic finance, this idea is central, especially in partnership-based model like mudarabah and musyarakah, where parties work together and share outcome instead of placing all the risk on one side. For murabahah is a profit sharing agreement in which one side contribute finance and while the other offer management and skill, while the loss are solely borne by the capital provider. The profit are distributed in accordance with the predetermined ratio. Predetermined ratio. For musyarakah is a type of partnership which each partner contribute capital, share earnings, and loss based on their equity participation. They manage the business together or may decide to assign management to one partner. For asset base is meaning from the Cambridge Dictionary is the total value of a company's share in relation to its asset. A financial instrument such as a loan or security that is backed by tangible or intangible asset, such as real estate and account receivable. Asset banking in Islamic finance comply with the Sharia requirements such as the prohibition of riba, borrow and maisir.
Okay. Next, I will present Sukuk Islamic bonds structure and types. Okay. Sukuk are Sharia compliant investment certificate that represent ownership in tangible asset, aspect, beneficial right, project or business ventures. Okay. Unlike conventional bonds, which are debt in nature and provide fixed interest returns, Sukuk is based on real economic activity involve a share in the underlying assets or project. Okay, one of the most famous types of sukuk is ijarah sukuk. Ijarah sukuk is a sukuk issues based on an ijarah contract, which is a form or rental contract between two parties. In this structure, the sukuk issues offers the benefits of an asset to the investor and then give the asset back to the investor for a certain period time. As a reward, the investor or sukuk holder will receive a return in the form of periodic rental payment from the lessee the sukuk insures. Uh, okay, next. I will present about Islamic equities and other Sharia compliant instrument. Okay. Islamic equity refers to share of ownership in companies that operate in accordance with Sharia principles. When investors buy Islamic shares, they are actually buying part ownership in a company list on a Sharia compliant stock market such as the Bursa Malaysia Sharia market. Okay. These companies have to go through a strict screening process conducted by a Sharia advisory body. For example, the Securities Commission Malaysia's Sharia Advisory Council (SAC). The purpose of this screening is to ensure that the company is not involved in activities that are prohibited in Islam. Okay. The activity is among the prohibited activity are alcohol, gambling, and tobacco industries. Conventional banking based on interest, that's mean riba. Production of non-halal food, entertainment that goes against Islamic values. So, with
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Mohammad Iqbal Mano, Nometry 304-3X6, and my part, I want to talk about the institution that involved in Islamic financial market. Okay, number one, the institution that involves in Islamic financial market is Islamic bank and investment firm. There are many banks that involve in Islamic financial market. For example, like Maybank Islamic Berhad, CIMB Islamic Berhad, Bank Muamalat, Bank Islamic Malaysia Berhad, and all of them they provide a service for purchase home and vehicle, and they call it murabaha. And for a new person that want to make a new business, they provide a service called musyarakah and ijarah. Okay, number one, the institution. Okay, number two, Sharia boards and governance body. Their job, they determine Sharia rulings for Islamic financial operation for product and services. For example, Sharia Advisory Council and Bank Negara Malaysia. Okay, number two, Sharia is a takaful insurance Islamic. Takaful is a Sharia compliant alternative to conventional insurance. They have a concept. There is a tabaru and tawa'um, and also they avoid riba and gharar. Okay, there are many institutions that provide a takaful, such as Etika Takaful, Keluarga Malaysia Takaful, FW Takaful, Zurich Takaful, and all of them, they have a main objective that is promote social welfare, collective responsibility, and then the justice for human, protection of human dignity. Is a takaful insurance Islamic.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Muhammad Samir Izwan bin Maluk. I will explain the benefits and challenges of Islamic financial markets. Okay, let's start with the benefits first. First, Islamic finance promotes ethical finance. It avoids interest, gambling, and uncertainty. All investment must follow Sharia principle and involve a real asset. Second, it supports economic justice. Profits and losses are shared fairly, and it avoids one party taking advantage of another. Instruments like zakat and waqaf help reduce poverty and support the community. Third, Islamic finance improve financial inclusion. Products like Qard Hasan, microfinance and takaful give access to people who avoid conventional banking. This helps more people join the financial system of financial Islamic system. Thank you. Okay, let's start with the benefits. Okay, now let's move to the challenges of Islamic financial markets. The first challenge is different interpretation of Sharia. What is allowed in one country may not be allowed in another country. Second, there is low public awareness. Many people still don't understand how Islamic financial works. Third, there are regulatory and legal issues because most systems are based on conventional laws. And finally, there are liquidity problems. There are not many short-term Sharia compliant instruments, and the secondary market for sukuk is still limited. In a conclusion, Islamic financial markets are ethical and fair, but to grow further, there are need more awareness, better regulation, and stronger global standard. Thank you.
Okay, last but not least is the conclusion. As we all know, the globalization of Islamic finance is beyond Muslim majority nations. Islamic financial market based on Sharia law is expanding globally, growing adoption not only in Muslim country but also in non-Muslim majority countries. This presentation explores key markets, growth, trends and global impact. Islamic financial market has grown into an industry value at approximately $3.9 trillion, with projections suggesting that it could reach about $5.95 trillion in 2026, depending on macroeconomics and stability in core markets. 10 countries account for over 95% of global Islamic financial assets, with Saudi Arabia and Iran leading at around 25 to 30% each, followed by Malaysia 12%, the United Arab Emirates 10%, and others including Kuwait, Qatar, Turkey, and Bahrain. This growth rates of the industry remain steady at approximately 10% annually, highlighting its resilience and increasing around global appeal. So to summarize these topics, Islamic financial market is no longer confined to Muslim majority countries. Its ethical foundation, inclusive design, and robust performance make it appealing worldwide. With regulatory development and market awareness, Islamic financial market can become a mainstream alternative to conventional finance across diverse economies. Thank you.